daily dose of Bitachon. As the Chavod Levot says, that a person who has faith, he'll have peace of mind, body and soul, and he does not choose backbreaking work or a dishonest job. Person who knows that Hashem was the one who provides, he does nice effort, he doesn't do over-the-top back-breaking work. He doesn't think only one job will make it parnasah. He doesn't think that I have to be dishonest and steal in order to make parnasah. He has faith, he'll be able to do the right thing. Therefore, a person should usually try to get a job that gives him a good name. It's, a respectable job. It gives him free time to learn. It gives him ability to, enjoy his day and not be super stressed out all day and deteriorate his health. He tries to choose a job that allows him to fulfill his religious obligations, gives him some family time, some downtime, to be normal person, not overworked, right? So therefore, a person who has bitachon, he'll be able to take such a job. Some people think only this job, only that job, and they think they have to stress and suffer all the side effects of that job because it's the only one who gives parnasah. Who said? Person has to have bitachon. So there was a story about the Yad Yosef synagogue in Brooklyn when they took a trip together to Israel as a congregation. And one of the men in the congregation, he had the choice to make. He had two jobs he potentially could take. And therefore, he didn't know what to do. So he said, we're going to Israel. I'm going to ask Rav Steinman, Alav Shalom. So he asked Rav Steinman, which job should he take? Which one is, which one's going to make him parnasah better, and this and that. And the rabbi just asked him a simple question. He said, which job will give you more time to learn with your children, to be with your family? And therefore, he said, that's the one you should take. But what about the parnasah? This is going to give more parnasah. No, parnasah is from Hashem. You just have to choose what is going to be your ishtadlut to make it not look like a miracle that Hashem gave you parnasah. That's it. Therefore, after you find a job, potentially, what you should be, the criteria should be, what allows me to pray? What allows me to learn? What allows me to be normal when I come home? What allows me to have time with my children? And therefore, that's what a person should be focusing on, is his parnasah. And he says that, okay, yes, this job will give me life insurance. This job has the 401k. Okay, that's all nice. What a person has to value is quality of life. Like I said many times, in Europe, they work to live. In New York, Chaz v'Shalom, they teach you live for it to work. And then in the end, your life comes after your work, your family comes after your work, your religion comes after your work, which is a very big misnomer. So therefore, a person has to overcome this. There was a person who was a doctor, who was a Baal Bitachon. He learned Chavod Levot, and he said, what kind of doctor I want to be? I want to be a dermatologist. Why? Because there's no emergency room for poison ivy, not necessarily. No one's going to die from some skin, very seldom. There's no, in the middle of the night calls for to become a dermatologist. He said, and also respectable parnasah. So therefore, he chose to that. Why? Because he felt this is going to be the best for his schedule and best for his spirituality. There's businessmen who used to travel to China every month for parnasah. And at the end of the being, they learned emunah, learned chavod lavot, and all of a sudden they said, I'll send my worker. I always have to go. He used to always be nervous that I have to go. No one's going to do a job like me. No one has the eyes like me. No one knows the business like me. But then in the end, he said, it's all from Hashem. Why am I scared to send a delegate? Why am I scared to send a worker? Whatever is going to be for parnasah for me is going to be. So whether my ishtadut, his ishtadut, I did ishtadut by sending somebody. Why do I have to go and suffer every trip, every month, and be away from my family? So therefore, he got comfortable and he taught himself how to delegate. A lot of people in business, they're scared to delegate. They say, no, I have to do everything. It's a one-man show. I can't hire employees. Nobody understands the business like me. I have to do everything myself. And what? And the person has to learn to delegate. Why? Because when you have bitachon, and the person who you send, will he do a better job and make more parnasah than you? Not necessarily. What is meant to be is meant to be. So you shouldn't be scared to make a delegate. You shouldn't be scared to go and give your job to somebody else. People go 6 in the morning to work and come home at 8. The people work 8 to 8. People work crazy hours. And I tell them, the Chavod Levot says you're supposed to make what you're supposed to make. You do a normal amount of shadut. There's people who used to work 8 to 8, but eventually they got to the point where they work 11 to 2. They have a business. They made it that there's workers, there's a manager, everything. I call when there's a fire. They call when there's an emergency. And I work 11 to 2 the rest of the day. I can spend time with my family. I do chesed. I work on my projects on the side. I have learning. And a person can do this, build this up. It's a situation. Why? Because ishtadut is just to cover the miracle. A person has to realize that Hashem is the one who gives everything, not the one that not the ishtadut is what brings the brachas. Therefore, are you scared to delegate? Therefore, do you exercise the bitachon when you choose a job? And that's why we have to, this person has to choose what gives them the most time to really live your life. Work is not your life. Our avodat Hashem is our life. Baruch Adonai Olam.